Greetings and hello everybody from Cricket and Corky's Clubhouse. Coming at you with another unboxing video. I have been on a roll lately, which is good. You know, springtime, moving into summer, I have a little more free time. And I'm able to make a little more content. I am, like, at this point now, I'm actually caught up with unboxings and have some in the reserve. So, but this unboxing will tie into one that you recently saw from me. Other than that, I'm still working on Jill's. I'm still working on Patty Play Pals. I have a ton of those I need to get out. And then, of course, you know, I was working on Baby Heather, and the good news is I'm getting another Heather soon. I did a trade swap, but I think I can save that Heather, so I don't really want to dig into her. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. I'm going to get her. Hopefully, she was supposed to come yesterday, but maybe she'll be here today. But I'll be working on her. But let's go ahead and go into this unboxing. So there's two different items here. And you know what? We'll go ahead and open... No, we'll go ahead and open this one first. I already know what's in these just from the size. But this one ties into... It's not the greatest packing either. You know, you pay for a certain amount of shipping and you kind of expect, you know, at least some bubble wrap. I knew right away there was no bubble wrap in here, and I bet if I look, yep, they sent this media mail. So they basically charged me a good bit and then like sent this as cheaply as possible. But here we are. Oh look, they put some tissue in there. Oh, yeah, that did all the protection in the world, right? And there's some more on this side. Oh, boy. So, bubble wrap. Bubble wrap is the key to shipping anything, even if it's a cassette tape, a metal pen. I put bubble wrap on it. But this is about what was in the box. And luckily, these should be okay, even if they weren't packed very well. But these are the official Big Bird Story Magic tapes. Now, I have no clue how many there are. I haven't done that research yet. I know that they came with books, and I maybe will get those at some point, but these tapes are not cheap. They're pretty expensive, and I don't use the books anyway. I mean, I got all those for Cricket and Patty Play Pal sitting around, like just stacked up. So really was the tapes. But then also, if you remember, I did an unboxing of Big Bird and he didn't play, and I said, you know, to be continued. Well, it turns out he does work. Surprise. It was just his battery compartment needed to be cleaned, which is always crazy, right? Because, and it's something to do with the ideal talking animals and dolls, because Patty Play Pal had the same issue. Big Bird's completely shiny and clean, but for some reason you have to go in there and do a swab with the alcohol, and magically he started working. So I had to do that with Patty Play Pal as well. Let's see if I can grab me a bench here. It's been a long day. So I did that with Patty Play Pal as well, and magically she started working. So the weird thing is, you know, I knew what was coming in, so to prepare for this tape or this unboxing, I went ahead and got Big Bird. Now, you know, of course I took the batteries out of Big Bird, and he's kind of been sitting there waiting on these tapes to come in. And you know, nothing's gone down. He's just been kind of sitting there in my room feeling good, and I put batteries in and it was the same thing. He did play, but it was really low. So sure enough, took the batteries out, gave it another wipe, works fine. So I don't know what it is about the metal or whatever materials they used in the ideal situation with their, you know, Patty and Big Bird and whoever else they made. I'm not sure, but they, for some reason, this have to be cleaned constantly, but it's all good. So, but yes, back to the tapes. I don't really know how many of them there are, but I wanted to get some because I want to, you know, this is all about exploration. And I wanted to test them in Big Bird because when I said he works, he does work. He talks and he's pretty loud and everything's great, but his face doesn't move. I'm pretty sure that that is, like some people said, like Teddy Ruxpin, how it's just kind of seized up from time. And maybe if I massage it, I did that a little bit. I opened his eyelids up and down. I'm scared to mess with his beak because I don't want to break anything, but I did that for a while and nothing happened. So I really don't want to have to dig into him, but you know, if I have to, I have to, because he's in really great condition. His fur is really clean and soft, and I don't really want to hack into him. But my last resort, I was like, you know what, let me get some tapes, because maybe, just a small chance that, you know, they have data tracks on these tapes, like Teddy Ruxpin, Cricket, they all have data tracks. So maybe the tape I was using it was a Cricket tape. So maybe he just needs the data track, and maybe the data track will make his face move. So it's kind of what I'm hoping to see today. I have him ready here. But yes, so the tapes, I don't know how many of them there are. I just was like, I need a few to start, and if I can get Big Bird working and maybe eventually get Cookie Monster and Oscar, I can, you know, record and do some videos. But this one says program number 1. I think that it is wonderful. Number 7012. So again, I have no clue. It says program number 1. So do the other ones have program numbers? Maybe that'll help. Nope, that is different. So let's see. So this is what they look like. On the back, it says 1986. It's got the copyright, made in Korea. Okay, just like Patty Play Pal, it lists the songs. So it says, I think that it is wonderful. What is a song? And then it has the people that wrote it. So copyright stuff. Speaking of, Big Bird's kind of a big deal. Right? He's bigger than Patty Play Pal and Cricket. So I'm curious if I'm going to get flagged for copyright. That'll be interesting to see. I don't know. But anyway, I said it's different because here is another tape. This one is called Imagine That, and number 7126. And it does not have any kind of program number on it. So I don't know why that one says program number 1. But the back's the same. It's got the copyright stuff and all that. Looks like it's in better condition, maybe. No, I think it's just the coloring. I don't know. All right, here is one called I Can Count to 10 and Back Again, number 7014. So these are close, 7012, 7014, so we could be on to something there. None of them are rewound. I can see that they're in the middle of the tape, the story. And the last one is Big Bird's Animal Alphabet, number 7018. So possibly, maybe these are like the earlier ones. Maybe program 1 came with Big Bird. I don't know. And then this Imagine That has a number 7126. It's way off. Surely there's not that many tapes. But I will have to investigate, or if you are a Big Bird collector and you know more about them, I'd love to hear in the comments, because I guarantee, just like with all these other ones, Teddy and everybody that has these tapes, there's probably some that are harder to get and more rare, and there's some that are probably more common. Probably these are all common, but I just needed somewhere to start. All right, so let's try them out. So we're gonna pull up Mr. Big Bird. He got a good reaction from people. A lot of people like seeing him. He's much cooler than I thought. If you watched the other video, if you haven't, go back and check out my unboxing of the Big Bird. But he's got nice soft vinyl feet, and his little wings here, those are nice and vinyl. Even this is vinyl, like it's rubbery as well. And then it's weird, his eyes don't like fully close. I guess like the actual one, but as you see, I can move them, so they only open just a little bit. Not really much of an emotion there. But all right, now the big moment is seeing if one of these tapes work. I guess we'll put in this pink tape because it says program number 1. Again, they're not rewound, so, and I don't even know, there's not a rewind button, so I guess it's like maybe like Jill and just rewinds at the end of the tape. I don't know, but let's see what we get. Aha! I was right, partially. Of course, I get him right when he's sleeping. Maybe that's the end of the tape. right. Wakey, wakey.
Wasn't this fun?
There he goes.
Let's do it again soon.
So,
Bye-bye.
oh, it is the end of the tape, so let's see what he does. We're finding all sorts of stuff out here.
Let the tape run to the end before you turn off the machine. Then you can turn the tape over and play this program again whenever you want to.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
This is great. We found out all sorts of stuff here, so... And it's a bonus. As you see, he is working. I am so happy about that. That means I don't have to open him up. All right, so let's see if we can hear it rewind. So play to the end. Because wouldn't that be a thing if he gets to the end and doesn't rewind? Have Jill phobia with that. He's still on. Well, I guess we'll wait on that. As you saw, his eyes started working right away. So my theory was right. I'm glad that I was skeptical, but it actually panned out where it was the data track. So as soon as I gave Big Bird one of his actual tapes, he matched up with his data track and he came live. So he can play other tapes, just like Patty Play Pal, but their mouth, like her mouth doesn't move either. Now, if you put a tape in Cricket, if you probably have seen videos of other people doing it, Cricket will play anything. It doesn't necessarily sync up with her mouth. Same thing with Corky. But if you try to use Patty Play Pal and put in another tape, it will play in the lunchbox, but there's no movement in her face. So clearly, same company, same rules apply to Big Bird. He will play another tape and it will come out of his audio system, but he will not move his mouth or beak. Now, the other great thing is you saw his eyes were moving at first, and I was like, okay, probably because I massaged him. And then I'm like, how do I got to do that with his beak? But then, magically, after a minute or so there, his beak started working. So that is excellent news. So that means he is fully functioning. Except I do not hear any tape rewinding. He's still on, like he's still playing, but I guess we could maybe eject it and see what happens. No, it is definitely still at the end. Well, yeah, he comes on, but he's not rewinding. Well, we can't win them all, but the battle is half won. I am at least excited about that, and I don't think maybe, I don't know, wonder if it's the same story on both sides. Probably is. So maybe he doesn't have to rewind. I don't know. Let's try it, put tape in this way. See what happens. Sounds like it's playing. I don't think these are two-sided. They could be. He didn't say turn it over. Unless that was the end of the tape. As you can tell, I've done...
I think that it is wonderful.
Zero research.
Hi again, everybody. I think that it's going to be a wonderful day, don't you?
He gets loud.
I have lots of poems and songs for you today, and they're all about wonderful things like sunshine and singing and breakfast. But before we start, I need to tell you about something. Listen to this sound, okay? That sound is there to tell you when to turn the page in your book.
That's hilarious.
So, start on the first page, and anytime you hear this sound, just turn the page. You're going to start the book on the page that has the picture of me waking up in my nest. Ready? Here we go. Here's the first poem, and it's called, oh, look at this. It's called, I Think That It Is Wonderful.
All right. Well, that answers more questions. So it looks like I could just flip the tape over. It's weird that he said it'll rewind. Maybe I misunderstood. I don't know. But that was interesting. So he's loud, but like it, Maybe because it's just an old tape, but it sounded like you could hear that it was like recorded elsewhere. You know, like he was talking to the mic. I believe it's the real tape. You know, there's a counterfeiter out there with the Cricket and Corky tapes that is still selling. You know, I have mentioned this many times in videos, but these definitely look old. They're faded and they have some dirt on them. So I don't think they're copies. Also, it's interesting that, you know, he does the little noise, which is clearly an old phone. That's hilarious. If you remember, you know, plug-in phones, that was a phone noise. I bet that drove parents crazy. But also, he's like one of those, like, you actually need the storybook. Like, he follows along, which is nice, because Cricket and Corky and all the other ones, they just have a book, has nothing to do with anything. You know, like especially Cricket and Corky, their books are just activity stuff. So this was really nice that he does that. So now it makes me know that, okay, I probably should get the books just so I can see what that's like. But it also takes me back because I am a child of the 80s. I used to have a record player, and I'm sure some of you listening will remember, used to have the old records, like the vinyl. And you would play the record and it would make like a little chime noise, and you had a book that went along with it, and you would turn the page. So I had Gremlins and all of that fun stuff. I don't think I had any Sesame Street, but anyway, so this is Big Bird, and I'm excited now to get started with him and collecting his stories. And then hopefully, I know he comes with a nest, which you can find fairly easy. And then, I don't know, maybe eventually I'll be able to add Cookie Monster and Oscar the Grouch to him and have all three. All right, thank you, Big Bird. That was cool. Very neat. All right, and then we'll move on to this one. Totally different, like left field. I know this one doesn't work already, but it was so rare that I just went ahead and got it. And hopes and prayers that my good friend Stevie Aaron, he is the whisperer of these types of things, and get this gal back together. So I got a sticker. Oh, this is probably just the invoice. It's nice. These people, they're kind of like a mom and pop business, and they're like just kind of expanding what they sell. So I was happy that I was able to chat with them and get this. So this is, well, yeah, she's got some issues for sure. Oh, they put her in something. Well, this is kind of fun. Okay, so here she is. So this is an African-American, oh my goodness, I'm going to mess this name up. Baby Small Talk. I don't know, there's so many. I can never remember, but it's super duper duper rare that you see an African-American anything of this time period. So I saw her and was like, oh goodness, I need to get her because she's super cute. And she looks a lot like the Chatty Patty I got. Sorry, Chatty Baby from the remake, but same head, and she got the same brown eyes. But anyway, I already knew ahead of time she doesn't work. Like, her pull string is stuck out. She's done for. She's got this gnarly stain here that I'm gonna hopefully maybe try to get out. I gotta figure out what it is. But this was not like this when they sent her. So ta-da, her leg came off, which isn't the end of the world. It doesn't look like, I don't see anything broke, so I'm not 100% sure if it looks like it just slides back in. So I don't know. But anyway, she's going to require some work. But what was interesting is because she, her leg came off, inside the bag here, it's a white envelope. These are like remnants of her old crusty band. So that's why these don't work anymore, is over time the bands have just completely deteriorated. And some of that crusty old band came out from that hole in her leg when her leg came off. So yeah, so I'm just excited to have her. I can find one of her outfits fairly easy. It's cute that this is like a super homemade something that they found, I think. But that was nice because she didn't have anything on when I purchased her. But she'll clean up nice, and I'm excited to add her to my little pull string collection. Especially she's the first like AA pull string. I mean, I have the remake of the Chatty Cathy that's porcelain, but this is like the first like real deal one that's complete. So yeah, I'm excited to have her, and hopefully my friend Stevie can get her chatting again. I'm pretty sure it's the same situation. You have to like crack her open and fix the little inside there. But at least the good news is, since her leg is like already kind of off, that gives us a place to start to crack open. But all right, well, that is all for this unboxing for now. Stay tuned. There will be plenty more. I'm not sure now that I'm kind of getting backlogged on unboxing videos. That's good. That's a good thing. So yeah, go ahead and leave those comments, especially if you know more about Big Bird. I would love to know more about the tapes and how many there were, and if there's rare ones or common ones or whatnot, or anything you know about Big Bird would be awesome, because I need to be educated. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. Oh, don't forget, like and subscribe and do all those things. But I imagine if you're watching this video, you probably already are. So thank you so much for being here.